So as I said before, sorry I didn't make it to the live yesterday. I could have. I thought about it at the end of the night because they were going to be coming outside from the venue, but then I was like, it just didn't. I didn't get that vibe of feeling like this was a night to stick around and try to catch people outside because the energy was not there. And then like, oh, what am I doing? Ooh, what am I doing? The energy of a night one of two is different than an energy of a night two. So therefore, I was like, you know what? I didn't get them for night one, or I didn't talk much for night one. I'm gonna get it done in night two. But then the thing was, I had things to do this morning, and so I didn't even get to prepare. I feel so unprepared. I don't know if anybody knows this or realizes this, but when I go to these events, I'm very, very prepared. And when I say prepared, I mean if I want to get an interview with somebody, like let's say I'm trying to get an interview with Chelsea, I will watch I will watch back some episodes of her season for some content or things to talk about with her. I will create something for her that I can give her and that will make me stand out versus other people. I'll put my outfit together in a certain way. And I guess life is lifing, and I guess most of life is lifing is more like job is jobbing. And not necessarily in a bad way, but contrary to all the other Big Brother seasons, I didn't care about my job. I know I probably shouldn't even say this online, but the jobs that I had in 2022, 2023, and 2024, I just did not give a F about. And therefore, I would stay on live all throughout my workday during hours I was supposed to be working, and I didn't care if anyone saw it. I'm like, please fire me or something because I just don't care. Um, but now I have a job that I have a higher position than I've ever had, and things that didn't fall on my shoulders in times past now do fall on my shoulders. Things that I could say, that's not a Mark problem, that's above my pay grade. I can't say those things anymore. So I'm actually like invested in my job, which is why I haven't been able to be as invested in preparation. But here's the caveat, or here's another perspective or a reframe for that. The preparation is cool, the gifts are cool, the reactions that I get when I give those things are cool. But I went to the thing yesterday. I didn't bring a gift. I didn't have a specific topic. I just came as myself. I no frills, and I think that I made an impression regardless of the fact that I didn't have those extra things that I usually bring. And I think that that's my goal in life. The frills, coming to an event as Caro, you know, all the props that I had for the Sam interview, that stuff is all great. Like, that's a part of me. But I can also make an impression without it. This is what I'm getting at. Okay. Hi, Ma. I feel lightheaded. This stadium is. You're in a stadium right now. Hi, Vicky. Vicky, help me. I'm dying. Oh, I know. I wanted to stop to see if I could find something in the store. I probably should be able to. By the way, this is my dad's outfit. I mean, this is my dad's. Not my dad's outfit. This is my dad's shirt. It seems like when I can't figure out what I want to wear, I kind of just default to this. I default to the things of his that I have in my closet. And then I'm also like, I don't seem to have other places to wear them, or like when I'm going to a function, I can't figure out. I suppose it could fit at any function, but I just tend to feel like I'm like, this doesn't seem to go. But the funny thing is, when he was alive, he would wear his clothes wherever he wanted to wear them. So, hi. Do you have one of those the lights that go on top of the phones?
No.
Oh, you don't have any of those? Okay. Thank you. I have to think of what I'm trying to eat, but
I guess pasting. I guess pasting.
are we back, Cassandra? What is the last thing that you heard? What is the last thing that y'all heard? And are you hearing me now? If it freezes, go ahead and throw it in the chat, and I will just... The quick fix solution to that for me has been to just exit the live and then re-enter the live. So please, somebody type something in the chat to let me know that you're hearing me, seeing me, audio, video. And then I'll continue from there. Okay, so what was the last thing that you heard? Cass or anybody? Because the last thing I was talking about was Tucker and saying that I'm going to, if I get him outside, if I get the people outside, like I'm hoping to get them outside, I'm going to try to get him for Cass. I'll tell him I need it to be more hardcore than the other one. Hardcore. We're missing you hardcore. Always risk it for the biscuit, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Cass, I'm not gonna lie to you. He won me over. So we might have to fight. Just kidding. Walking into store. No, but he's so fun. He was fun. He's so fun in person. He's so fun. As soon as I saw him yesterday, I was like, it's about to be a good time. He's very cool to talk to, more than most of these people that I've met. He's just regular. He's over the top on the show. I mean, he's over the top in person too, but not the same kind of over the top. Like, his over the top on the show, I felt was an act. His regular over the top, as he, like, the way that he is as a person, I mean, you'd be surprised that I could stand there and speak to him for like 10 minutes. He doesn't seem like that type of person. Like, I thought that when I saw him, I'm gonna get a 30-second conversation out of him, and then he's gonna like just bounce over, move across the room. Nah, he stood there for a while, and I didn't even expect to talk to him that long, or have that much to talk to him about. But he's just very down to earth to get attention. Yeah, he was trying to get attention on the show, and he did. And I remember when he got out, and I saw him at the rooftop party that Aza had, and I asked him if he was disappointed to be off the show. He was like, no. He was like, no. He was clearly, I think he was clearly happy to be out before jury. And I don't know if I should say this, but I don't have an allegiance to him. He said one of the hardest. When I say I don't have an allegiance to him, don't take it out of context. What I mean by that is, he hasn't done any work on my channel. We haven't had any conversations outside of the 2 times that I've seen him in person. It's not really like that. That's what I meant by no allegiance. So One thing that he told me is like, it sucked that the hardest part about being in the house is that I couldn't smoke. And like everybody, I mean, a lot of people know of potheads, or if you are one, you know how it goes when they go months. When they have to go, it's like even weeks or even days sometimes without having their weed. It's tough for somebody who does that on a regular basis, honestly. Mickey, hoping for a good season. You know what was the funniest thing? I think I said this morning, but when I saw Chelsea and I was talking to Chelsea, she was like, "What do you think of this season's cast?" And then I guess I made a facial expression, and she was like, "Oh, Mark, you already answered the question. You don't have to say anything." And I thought that was, we laughed for like a minute because of that. That was super funny. And it was funny to me because I know I'm so aware. I try so hard not to let my facial expressions give away what I'm thinking, but my facial expressions have given away what I'm thinking from the age of birth to now. I can't hide it as much as I try. Hi, Mickey. I'm back. I had to get water. He is ready to move on. I'm at a Reds game. Nice. I would totally wear that. I love a good hat. I love that hat. This hat is what you're talking about? This is one of his hats too, I think. It must be. It's not my hat. It's not my mom's hat, so it's his hat. Now it's my hat. He wanted to give me all his clothes and stuff. I still remember it was so, this one day my dad like called me over to him and he was like, "Mark, come here." He didn't say Mark he had his accent. He said, "Oh, my apologies, everybody. My apologies. Coming to this thing meant that I had to cancel something, a pre-existing appointment, because there was no possible way for me to make both. So I forgot to call them to cancel. I'm getting really bad with my scheduling. That's one thing that I'm struggling with. I can do a lot of things, but I can't do everything at the same time. I mean, that's the problem with being a human being. Unfortunately, that's one of the downsides. But I almost see myself as superhuman because I feel like I get more things done than the average person. But it is what it is. Anyways, I was telling you guys a story about my dad when I got that call. But I knew I had to answer the call because that place is big on, like, if you no call, no show, they're going to put you on this list where now you have to call in on the day of. They have like this punishment kind of thing where if you do 3 no call, no shows, then you're on some kind of wait list to get in. And I'm like, I don't want to be a part of that, especially because of what I need this for. It's an accident case. So anyways, enough about that. Enough about me. I don't know if just nobody's typing in the chat or I can't see it, but anyways. Anyways. All right. So, what was I trying to say? So I remember when my dad he finally came to the realization, I don't know when I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna go soon. And I remember he called me into his room and he said, "Mark, go through my closet and take everything." And I was just like, I didn't even want to look in his closet, because if he had told me that when he was healthy and good and everything, I would have been like, take everything in your closet. Hold on, I think that something is wrong. I think that something is wrong, because I'm not seeing any comments. Oh, there we go. Wait, maybe you guys just put those comments in here. No, here we go. I lost all the comments. I did something and I had lost all the comments, so now I'm seeing them again. I'm just stopping because I'm trying to scroll up and see all the comments that I missed. Alright. Here we go. Okay, even though I'd have to flatten my hair or braid it first so they fit. Hi, Jazz Lady. You made it this time. In Ohio. Loving the fit. Thank you. Across the river from Kentucky. The fit goes hard. I watched Roman Atwood. His family's in Ohio. Yes, the hat. A call came. Yes, it did. Excuse me. Yes, it did. I was just explaining that call. I'm so hot, I'm actually drinking water. Be patient, folks. Yeah, sorry for the intermission. It's doing the thing where it loops the last 2 seconds. So how's everyone's day going? Going well. It's gloomy here. It's nice here, actually. Covington, Kentucky, though. Oh, Covington, Kentucky. I used to live in Covington, Georgia for a short amount of time. Tell the storm to hold his bladder. My son is Minnesota. I've been there one time. He wishes he hadn't left Chicago. Lived by Chicago for 4 years, and visited Chicago very often. Chicago is it's just like anywhere else. It's like just like how I was scared of everything in New York when I first moved here, and then I realized there was one crazy incident that happened in my neighborhood, but that's in a span of 19 years. So my neighborhood is really not that. It's not like that. It's not like that. San Francisco, I would be kind of scared. Hi, D. Okay. I witnessed a stabbing. Wow. Alright, it's lagging. Are you going to go live after the show? Tonight, I'm definitely going to go live after the show. I can guarantee you that, because there's no lip sync going on. Yes, they do play music in the venue and stuff after the event, but I don't care about the music. I just care about the footage. And honestly, I like the conversations better. You know, like I have such an enjoyment for connecting. What is my... Give me one more second, I'm sorry. My GPS is being wonky right now. I'm trying to like get my GPS under control, but it's being wonky. Anyways, trying to say. Yeah, so the story that I was telling about the outfits, I'm sorry to tell this for a third time, because I started telling it twice and I still haven't finished the story, and I was very close to the ending of what I was trying to say. The story is a simple one. I'll shorten it for you. Dad says to me, son, I don't have any use for my outfits anymore. If you know anything about my dad, and you do if you followed me, because I always talk about him, he loved his fits. He would never just give me a fit. He would buy me a fit. He would be like, let's go out to the store and I'm gonna buy you a nice outfit. But if it's his outfit, these things I have never touched until he died. So he wouldn't just give me a fit and be like, here, this is yours. Now this is your fit. So it was very sad when he called me into his room and said, go through my closet and take everything. He's like, son, take everything out of my closet. All my clothes, my shirts and my ties and my suits and my hats and my African outfits and my dashikis and this and that. And I'm like, no, because in my head, I'm like, you're not dying. And he was just like, I have no use. He's like, I have no use for this anymore. I don't go anywhere. And I'm not well. And I was just like, no, I don't want to go to your closet. I didn't go to the closet. Then when he passed, my mom was just like, we have so many clothes from your dad. And she was like, do you want any? And I was like, yeah. I'm going to look at that eventually. But I didn't want to look at his clothes because it just made me feel sad. I'm like, I don't want to, like, looking through the clothes is just an admittance that he's not here. And finally, what made me go through the clothes is I saw like 8, 9, 10 garbage bags by the door one day, and I happened to just open one and saw that the bags were full of his clothes. And I went to my mom instantly, and I was like, Mom, why are these bags of clothes at the door? And she was like, well, you didn't seem interested in looking through them, so I'm gonna give them to Salvation Army. I was like, what? You're gonna do what? Where? Ain't no way. So that was all the motivation I needed. Took all those bags and I was trying them all on that day. I was like, this one fits, this one doesn't fit, this. Okay, I'm gonna give this one to a friend. The clothes are special, so I couldn't just let her give them away, even though I understood why she was trying to give them away, because she wasn't gonna wear any. She didn't know who to give them to, and I didn't look through them in a timely fashion. But yeah, now I have a whole bunch of them in my closet that I pull out from time to time. And whenever I wear them, nobody else has these things. These are like, he would go to Ghana and they would do his measurements and they would make the outfit. The seamstress would customize this outfit for him. And yeah, that's the story of that. He lives on through me, even though we're not the same, we're not exactly the same, but no two people are the same. And you take the best versions of what you get. Is this not working again, or did y'all just stop commenting? Hold on. I'm trying to figure out, is this not working again? Nope, y'all just didn't put anything new in the chat. Okay, so yeah, you take the best parts of what you get. And I'm looking at this guy giving this person $1. I've given more people money. Oh, they gave him a cigarette, not $1. That's so toxic. There's a guy standing outside with a cup, begging for money, and the person in the car handed him a cigarette. I don't know why I find that so funny and bad. That's, I don't know. Maybe I just have a weird sense of humor. And now he's leaving. Oh, he's going to the next set of cars. I was saying this year, I usually have a quota where I might give 2 to 3 homeless people like $1 or whatever I change or whatever per year. I don't know if I have just started to become more generous or something, but or maybe it's just where I work now, like the location of my work. It's like I can't say no to that many people. And I say no to at least 3 or 4 every day just from where I park my car to my office door. So I've given about 5 people money already. That might not sound like a lot, but that's a lot for me. I do not just hand out money to anyone. Especially after my flea market experience where there was this guy. So my mom sent me to the flea market and she was just like, Mark, I need to get a rug for the bathroom. Can you get me a rug for the bathroom? And I think she asked me for some towels and some bathroom items. So I go to the flea market. I find a vendor that has all those things. I get it from him. I bring it home. My mom likes the stuff. This car is going to be the death of me. Now I have to get an oil change. Okay. So yeah, so I get the rug and I get all the different items from him that day. The next day, I'm driving to the mall, which is in a similar vicinity, right? It's in a similar vicinity as all that stuff, and I see a guy standing there with a sign. He's wearing like a dirty sweatpants with holes in them, dirty shirt and whatever, and says to me, um, or not says to me, but he's holding a sign, homeless, need money, whatever. So I look at him, and I was like, this looks just like the guy that I bought those items from at the flea market yesterday. And to be a flea market vendor, you have to have a vendor's license. And the vendor's license, I'm assuming, you would have to have some kind of place to live. And he owns a van that he keeps all his stuff in, that he was driving, that he brought all his stuff to the flea market in. So I was just like, this man is lying. So I rolled down my window and I was like, bro, I just bought a bunch of items from you yesterday at the flea market talking about homeless. He starts laughing. And I was like, ain't nothing funny. And after that, I was just like, what am I doing with my money here? What am I doing? Fake homeless hustler. Fake homeless hustler. Every day I'm hustling. That's what he was singing when he left with whatever money people gave him that day and went back to his house. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Hustling. I'm super late, by the way. I was supposed to take the train, or I always take the train, but for whatever reason today, I guess because I was lagging behind, and I was super lagging behind, so I was like, I have to take my car. The same thing happened yesterday because I took off work. I took off work. I took off work for this event last year. I took off Wednesday and Thursday so that I would have the whole day, because I know I'm not a person who can just get everything in that I need to do within a couple of hours. So yeah, so let's see. Yeah, and I have things to do tomorrow. Like ideally, I really should have taken off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But like I said, my work responsibilities are actually important to me now. So I don't know how that happened, but it did. It super did. I need That's one thing I hate about going to games is the seating. And let you be next to someone, no offense, no offense, but let you be next to somebody who is going to squish you in your seat. Because there's no space between those seats. You know, so if you're next to someone who's really takes up space, you're not going to have a good time. Or you could be behind somebody who's really tall. Like, I went to this play with my family at Madison Square Garden, and there's like a theater. There's like theaters in Madison Square Gardens, and it was a live play. Sorry, I keep yawning, but I'm tired, man. I barely slept last night. I got up to go to work in the morning, and I have to be up early tomorrow morning as well. So this week is just tough. Anyways, I was sitting behind somebody who was like 6'8", and I basically couldn't see the play because he was extremely tall. There's nothing I could do about it. I am 25 minutes away from my destination, and the show is 45 minutes away from starting. So, yep. I guess, Ma, you're gonna see the episode late or tomorrow. I'm actually so surprised that you're at that game on a Big Brother day. Things are changing for Mama. Are you showering now? Say nothing if yes. I forgot about that. Yeah, you were supposed to take your shower. What happened? What happened? 10 West. Ooh, is this it right here? Dang, yes it is. Man, this is why I love taking the train instead of driving there, because you get there 30 minutes, you pay $5 each way, $10 total, no gas money, no tolls, no congestion pricing. Straight shot into the city. That's it. Shot into the city. Oh, I'm at 89% battery. That's what's up. That's also part of why I drove, because my phone, I need a new phone charger. And I need a new phone. Speaking of which, need a new phone with a better battery life. Okay, I'm gonna see Cam tonight. Cam from Biiiiiiig. He's on the Flyers, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna be there. What questions should I be asking? Please help me, because I was so struggling. I was so struggling to come up with some questions yesterday. So please let me know. Like, what are some good questions? Because I'm so, like, if I was talking to Cam, gameplay, like, what can I say? But, yeah. I really wish I had taken today off. I really do. Big Brother starts now. I can't do my trick this time of playing my Paramount Plus on my phone, just because my phone battery will die too fast, and I forgot to bring my portable charger. So I know Oz's gonna appreciate the outfit. Tucker yesterday loved my outfit. Tucker was like, bro, the chain, the Kangol hat. He was just like, Chef's kiss. I'm gonna get a coffee or something, because I am barely gonna be able to stay awake. Barely. Okay, everyone, I'm hopping off. I'm gonna throw on some loud music, and I'm going to hop back on, hopefully in the next 30 minutes. The tough part about that venue is that if you don't secure your spot right away, you gotta push and shove. And I wish that I had gotten here. Does the episode start at 8 or 9? Ashley, does the episode start at 8 or 9? Somebody let me know. 8 or 9 Eastern. 8? Yeah, so when I was catching the people outside before the show, it was more like I was getting there early, so I'm probably not going to catch as many outside before the show. So I'm going to have to do the whole catch them outside after the show. I'm thinking. I'll try to stand out there for a little bit. But I'll just say, if nobody's really outside, if the house guests are mostly inside when I get there, then I'm not going to do the live until after the episode is done. Hey, Ashley, and bye, Ashley. Thanks for the 11 likes, everyone, and talk to y'all in a bit. I will be back today. I promise. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Bye.